What's up? What's up? What's up, Life 3030 Nation? Or should I go L30? I don't know. Sorry, I can't do that. I'm just going to go back to my. Welcome back to my channel. If you're here for the first time, thank you for joining us. So, no doubt you clicked because you saw how did the choice of clothing help this Florida State Attorney's Office prosecutor win her case? This is what we're going to be discovering in today's episode. For those who grew up in the 80s or alive in the 80s, you may remember the power suit, the women's power suit from the 80s. A lot of famous women were wearing these in television shows, and a lot of musicians, they just look at me, powerful stuff. I just want to play this little video for those fans of the Office US edition. You might be familiar with this scene, but will not make that mistake again. That's very funny. So I looked at this article from a website called Perspex. Might be as in perspective, I'm guessing, rather than Perspex the plastic. But this is the importance of the 1980s power suit. Now, the author said, most known in the 1980s, the power suit is and then typically, is an exaggerated man's business suit that is worn by a woman in order to associate masculine traits such as authority and respect to the women wearing it. That's Hannah Schmidt-Reeves. That's what she wrote. I'll put a link to this article for those who are interested in reading it. So further in the article, she mentions that these are 5 traits of the power suit: padded shoulders, large lapels, sharp and oversized tailoring, thick fabrics, and muted colors. Yeah. So this is Georgia Cappleman. Yes, okay, look, I admit this is photoshopped. This wardrobe pictured may or may not represent the actual wardrobe of Chief Assistant State Attorney at the Office of the State Attorney, Georgia Cappleman. That's a mouthful. So, yeah, I mean, she may have a wardrobe like this. She may not. She might just, be concentrating on her cases and just chuck her suits on the floor and just pick them up and who knows. But let's take a look at what she wore. Now, keep in mind, she was joined by Assistant State Attorney Sarah Catherine Dugan, but this is just about Georgia Cappleman. So this is day 1, the jury selection, and she's got, what is it, maybe a greyish sort of suit on, with a little bit of rolled up sleeves down the bottom, a white top underneath. Day 2, she's wearing what seems to be like I guess you could say like a knitted top, maybe what we would call a jumper or a sweater. It looks like some colder weather when this trial was going on, and a black jacket over the top. And day 2, it's more of a grey, sort of like a marl colour. I like the looks that she gives. I was trying to get some screenshots of the some of the looks that she gives when she's not believing some of the people. This might be when she was talking to Wendy. You can see a mentor lawyer in the crowd. I think that's John Steinbeck, Carl's brother, in there. And of course, we've got Ruth Markel behind. Again, just the looks that she gives. This is day 3. It's like a burnt orange, maybe a brown. She got the matching nail polish. I didn't actually notice that until I started doing this voiceover. So, but yeah, deep in thought. This is my favorite. This is actually the same color as my car, this blue jacket that she's got on. It's, of course, Daniel Rushbom is changing his attire, but this is not about him. I love this outfit. It looks like her drink bottle as well is matching. You've got to admire that. She's very, very animated. Day 5, Looking up at the screen in this one, there's John again in the background. It's always some famous faces in the YouTube community of the Dan Markel case, always in the background. Day 6. Now, there's no close-ups of her that I could find. This was the day that Charlie took the stand, and the main focus was Daniel Rushbom. But you can see Georgia is in a fully black attire. I love this. I really enjoy this on her. So, yeah. And my personal favorite, because this is when she was doing the cross-examination of Charlie on day 7. I always, whenever I see this outfit, it always reminds me of her Netflix special, which I'm going to be linking at the end of this, where she does the stand-up routine. Not for the children, have to say, so protect their ears, but it is a very, very funny video. Again, I will be linking that at the end. Of course, we got to day 8, and this is when we're wrapping things up, when she's doing the closing arguments. And as you can see, we've got Charlie with his eyes down, looking down, always looking sad. You got Daniel Rushbom going, damn, she's good. She is good. And of course, I put a little picture up the top showing the full attire. It's a suit with a skirt. Now, speaking of Charlie with his eyes closed, let's see how that worked out for her with wearing that red suit. Let's just see what's the results.
The Circuit Court of the 2nd Judicial Circuit in and for Leon County, Florida, the state of Florida versus Charles Adelson, case number 2016 CF 3036B, verdict. Count 1. We, the jury, find as follows as to count 1 of the indictment, first-degree murder. The defendant is guilty of first-degree murder. Count 2.
Nice
We, the
call.
jury, find as follows as to count 2 of the indictment, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. The defendant is guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder.
Wow, we didn't see that one coming.
Count 3. We, the jury, find as follows as to count 3 of the indictment, solicitation to commit first-degree murder. The defendant is guilty of solicitation to commit first-degree murder. So say we all this 6th day of November, 2023.
Does the defense?
Of course, the judge was asking whether the defense wanted to poll the jury, and of course, the jury all said that was their verdict.
Mr. Cross.
So Georgia, here she is in that outfit again on the final day, facing the media, both the professional media and those YouTubers. And let's hear what she has to say. This is from Mentor Lawyers from his YouTube channel. Let's listen what she has to say.
Some version of it.
You mentioned in your closing you were kind of expressing concern that the jurors could be confused by some of the evidence and some of what the defense was saying. How worried were you when the jury went out that you could end up with a mistrial?
Every time the jury goes out, I'm extremely worried. So I was worried. I mean, it's not that I don't trust these jurors or trust my case or trust the evidence or justice, but you never know what's going to happen. And it was a lot of information that was thrown at them, so I had to just sort of hold my breath until the verdict came out.
And how did you feel when you heard that first guilty?
Oh, there's no way to describe it. Just a relief.
Can you tell us?
Of course, she says she was always nervous when the jury goes out, and it was a tough week for her.
Some version of it.
A very tough week for her.
It's been a really rough couple of days. This helps a little.
Yep, that guilty charge definitely would help that stress.
It's been a
So what about Daniel Rushbom? What about him? Is he dressed in a power suit as well? Let's hear from Michael again. So is Daniel Rushbom's mistake that he wore women's clothes? Oh, no. That's definitely a man suit, that lovely pinstripe outfit that he's got there. What was Daniel Rushbom's mistake? What was it, Charlie? What was it? Huh? Charlie? What was his mistake? representing a guilty person where the evidence was so stacked against him. Now, this video is not actually about what Georgia Cappleman wore, what Daniel Rushbom wore. What is this video about? This is about, look at this title, what I said. How did the choice of clothing help this Florida State Attorney's office prosecutor win her case? Now, how did this Florida State Attorney's office prosecutor win her case using evidence that supports his guilt? This would be much better. I mean, the grammar's terrible. I just needed to fit some words in there because it doesn't actually say like who, like the his is just introduced out of nowhere. But what this is about, it's about the fact that what we're seeing is some of the OG people in this case resorting to some clickbaity sort of stuff only because a lot of people on YouTube are just wanting to see this sort of stuff. They're wanting to see these things, these clickbaity things, these faces, and these things. I survived world's most extreme. You'll be shocked by what this is, and all that sort of stuff. And those photoshopped images of people. I mean, look what I did. I put Georgia Cappleman in front of a huge wardrobe. Those are the sort of things that people just want to fall for. I'm not going to fight against it. Like, we're not going to win against the clickbait. So people are still going to be clicking on these videos that have these things that are out there. But anyway, I really don't want to do that myself. So, I'm going to keep it to a minimum if I can. And, you probably won't see it in many more of my videos. Anyway, speaking of more videos that I'm working on, how can this lawyer only afford one outfit to wear to court? This is a 2019, 2022. It's a video I'm working on soon, so stay tuned. But until then, thanks for joining me once again. Again, this is all about justice for Dan, my appreciation of Georgia Cappleman. I wish there was a society of people that were together, hint, hint, in appreciation for Georgia Cappleman. But until we meet again, just September is going to be around the corner. I know it. Donna's going to be on trial. But until then, just keep on watching. And yeah, see you later.